Graduates and guests, today's graduation ceremony is about to begin. Can I remind graduate and guests to check in using the code on the inside of the program. This enables us to have detailed records should they be required for contact tracing. Swinburne University of Technology Chancellor, Professor John Pollaers, OAM, will preside over the ceremony. Professor Pollaers will be preceded into the hall by Mr. John Hegarty, the mace bearer. The mace is the symbol of institutional authority and is carried as a symbolic weapon of protection. The Chancellor and mace bearer are members of the official party who will be escorted into the hall by the academic procession. We ask you to respect the dignity of the occasion and remain in your seat throughout the ceremony, especially while the graduates are being presented on stage. Can I ask that you please put your mobile phones on silent? In case of emergency, the exit doors are located at the rear of the hall. The academic procession is about to enter the hall. Would you please stand? Thank you.
Please remain standing for the National Anthem. Due to COVID protocols, we ask that you refrain from singing.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. My name is Professor Chris Pilgrim, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic. I'd like to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony. This is one of 3 ceremonies the University is holding today for more than 700 Swinburne graduates. It is now my pleasure to introduce the people who are seated on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Professor John Pollaers, OAM, Chancellor, who will preside over this ceremony. Chancellor is joined today by Professor Pascal Questa, Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology. Professor Beth Webster, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Research Policy and Impact. Dr. Leonie Walsh and Mr. Junaid Azhar, University Council members. Dr. Bronwyn Evans, being awarded an honorary doctorate at today's ceremony. Mr. John Hegarty, Associate Director, Service Delivery. The other staff seated on stage are academics and professional staff who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor John Pollaers, OAM, Chancellor, Swinburne University of Technology, to formally open proceedings.
Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, members of staff, distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends. I'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging the Wurundjeri people and Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We respectfully acknowledge Swinburne's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander staff, students, alumni, partners and visitors. We acknowledge and respect the traditional owners of the lands across Australia, their elders, ancestors, cultures and heritage, and we recognise the continuing sovereignties of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander nations. On behalf of Swinburne University of Technology, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. Given the events of the last 12 months, we're thrilled we can hold this ceremony in person, welcoming parents, family members, and friends to celebrate our graduating students. And of course, the one advantage of graduating at 5:30 in the afternoon is that your celebration dinners tonight are likely to turn into parties. So we look forward to you enjoying and celebrating these wonderful achievements. This ceremony does acknowledge your academic and research achievements, but it also reflects a moment in your lifelong journey of learning. It's the culmination of many years of hard work, of study, and of course, personal growth, of development and of achievement. For your parents, family members and friends, this ceremony is also an important opportunity for all to be recognised for the support that you've given, whether that be cups of tea, an encouraging word or two, or just being around to provide that support. Today is an opportunity to publicly acknowledge and celebrate your shared achievements. Swinburne's council and staff sincerely congratulate all of our graduating students on the achievement of your qualifications. This occasion is always a milestone celebration, but for this year's cohorts, this milestone will hold special significance, for you have had a university experience like no other. Almost a year ago to the day, Swinburne transitioned all of our teaching and learning to online due to COVID-19 and the global pandemic. Since then, many of you have only been able to interact with your peers and teachers through distance, through emails, webinars, and of course through the lens of Zoom or a Teams meeting. Many of you also had to complete your industry placements in the online environment as well. You showed exceptional resilience, skills that will set you up for the future. These experiences will help shape you and prepare you for an even more exciting future, and one that starts today. I'm truly energised, as we all are, every time I attend a graduation ceremony, to see the potential that is about to set forth into the world. For everyone at Swinburne, there is enormous satisfaction in seeing our students successfully complete their studies. We pride ourselves on the quality of and excellence of our teaching, of our learning, and of our research. As an internationally recognised university, we know that your Swinburne credentials will open doors for you. And at our very heart, we are a technology university. It's in our DNA, and we are proud of it. That's why Swinburne's reimagined vision is to bring people and technology together to build a better world. And from today, we are confident that you will truly be helping to build that world. We are committed to helping students realise their passions, to discover their professional purpose. We're committed to helping you thrive in your future careers. As Swinburne graduates, I have every confidence you'll break new ground, you'll challenge the status quo, and indeed build that better world. I'd like to thank you on all of our behalves for trusting Swinburne to contribute to your education, and thank you for enriching our community as you've been through that journey. I now call upon Professor Pascal Cuesta, Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology, to introduce the next part of the proceedings.
Chancellor, I call upon Dr. Bronwyn Evans to present herself for admission to the degree of Honorary Doctor of Engineering honoris causa in recognition of significant contribution across a diverse range of engineering practices, including industrial automation, advanced manufacturing, medical device development, digital health, education, construction, and power generation. Dr. Bronwyn Evans is an experienced and respected CEO with a wealth of leadership, commercial, and policy expertise. Her career has spanned corporate and not-for-profit roles at the forefront of engineering in Australia and globally. After studying electrical engineering, she began her career at the Electricity Commission of New South Wales Tallawarra Power Station. In 1997, Dr. Evans was awarded a PhD in electrical engineering industrial automation. Her 30-year career spans a diverse range of engineering practice, including industrial automation and advanced manufacturing, medical device development, digital health, education, standards development, construction, and power generation. Dr. Evans has advocated for greater female representation in engineering and holds key roles on a number of boards and committees with a remit to advancing Australia innovation and growing manufacturing capability and performance. Dr. Evans was the founding chair of MTP Connect, a part of the federal government's Industry Growth Centres initiative. She also played a key role in the Prime Minister's Industry 4.0 task force. She was named 2013 Professional Engineer of the Year, and in 2014 and 2015 was recognised as one of Australia's top 100 most influential engineers. She's also been included in the Westpac Financial Review 100 Women of Influence. She has held a number of key executive roles, including Senior Vice President at Cochlear and CEO of Standards Australia. Under her leadership, Standards Australia published the world's first digital hospital handbook, which aimed to use technology to deliver more efficient hospital services. Dr. Evans was recently appointed CEO of Engineers Australia. In this role, she will focus on engineering profession transitions to take advantage of the technological disruptions and innovations of the future. Dr. Evans' outstanding contribution to the engineering profession is most aptly recognized by a Doctor of Engineering Honoris Award. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that in accordance with Swinburne University of Technology legislation, I present to you Dr. Bronwyn Evans for admission to the degree of Honorary Doctor of Engineering. Chancellor, it is with pleasure that I now invite Dr. Bronwyn Evans to say a few words on this special occasion.
Chancellor, Professor Pollaers, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Cuesta, distinguished guests, Swinburne scholars, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a rare honour to be conferred this recognition and from an institution as important as Swinburne University. In my career, I've contributed to many industries and industry initiatives, and now the entire profession of engineering in my role as CEO of Engineers Australia, and I've had a lot of fun. When I reflected on Swinburne's history, I was struck by the parallels to Australia's growth as a nation and our place in the world. Founded in 1908, Swinburne was established just as Australia was transitioning from an agricultural economy to an industrial economy, and the second industrial revolution was really gaining momentum. 1908 was the year when the first Ford motor vehicles rolled off the production line in America, and in Australia we saw the first trans-Tasman radio transmission. I must say, both relying on great engineering. And Swinburne was in the vanguard of women's education when in 1911, Swinburne offered vocational training for women, something that's as important in 2021 as it was in 1911. Swinburne's purchase of its first computer in 1969 coincided with the rise of electronics and computers and programmable logic controllers and robotics, a time considered to be the third industrial revolution. And now in the 2000s, as the fourth industrial revolution unfolds, Swinburne is again linked to these new and impactful ways of working through the recently opened Mindscape Centre. So why is this important? Well, it's important because all of us, no matter where we are in our careers, will be successful when we have a lifelong commitment to learning, to being curious, to understanding a changing world. That will allow us all to make our world more sustainable, more prosperous, more resilient, more dynamic, and more fair. So to the scholars who are graduating today, I wish you every success and hope you can have as much fun, challenge, reward, and intellectual stimulation as I have in my career. And again, thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, for this very memorable and wonderful recognition. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Evans, for those inspiring words. I remember as a young engineer how important it was to get my first membership to the Engineers Australia, and it's just wonderful to have you at the helm in such an important area for development, so congratulations. Could I please now ask all of the graduates to stand up? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Swinburne University of Technology, I admit you to graduates to the awards for which you have qualified and to all the rights and privileges of those awards. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the graduates of Science, Engineering and Technology.
For the Bachelor of Aviation, Eliza Lee Lincoln Price. Thomas Woon. For the Bachelor of Aviation Management, Brian Hao Chia Chan. Booker Chitura. Ella Madeline Harford. For the Bachelor of Computer Science, Luke Anthony Brown. Stacey Christakos. Lucas da Silva Correa. Alana Edie. Liam James Hall. Callum Hawke. Ibrahim Isaacs. Peter Machewski. Alex Knorr. Alexander Isaac Rousseau. Michael Jack Tonini. Janaka Dushmantha Vimalavira. For the Bachelor of Computer Science Professional, Maxwell Dexter Christopher Kearney. William Perry Middlemiss. Van Ni Nguyen. Sammy Scamozino. Benjamin Trad. For the Bachelor of Information and Communication Technology, Louis Diamantopoulos. Jason Galea. M. Satyavati K. Maniam. Anthony Thomas Kiparopoulos. Matthew Kurkowski. Harry Le. Sai Sudhamshu Pudukod. Danuka Shamal Lilaratna Rajapaksha Majinsalage. Abraham Nelson Gilles Rueda. Chamudita Amandi Subhadra Arachige. Dilmi Imasha Sudha Hevage. Kundan Yadav. For the Bachelor of Science, Sarah Ann Hess. Elliot James Muckleston. Eleanor Rachel Shields. For the Bachelor of Science Professional, Kieran Pryor. For the Bachelor of Science Professional Software Development, Zachary James Poynton. For the Bachelor of Aviation, Bachelor of Business, Joshua Edward Kay. Jeffrey Miller. For the Bachelor of Aviation Management, Bachelor of Business, Alana Wendy Barber. Eddie Jeline de Leon. Glenn Robert Turnham. For the Bachelor of Engineering Civil Honours, Christian Capraro. Karandeep Singh Dosanjh. Liam George Edwards. Jonathan Pravan Gnados Jebakumar. Varone Pramodya Jayasingh. Daniel Robert Crawl. Hannah Brooke Munro. Joseph Sanchez. For the Bachelor of Engineering, Electrical and Electronic Honours, Rajapaksa Kusal Banuka Vimalaratne. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Everett Ahlers. Peter Fuad. Thomas Anthony Gates. Jing Yi Heng. Joshua Jewell. Manona Tuivailala Monu. Hong Kim Nguyen. Jamie Ruiz Serra. Vincent Tso. Aruni Vijayratnam. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Professional, Lewis Allen Collins. Max Henry Koshman. Aidan Christopher Myers. Nicholas Stephen Murphy. Gautam Santakumar. Umanga Vijayawardena. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Professional Civil, Marion Matty. For the Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical Honours, James Burton. Daniel Eric James Holder. Dexion Lim Ming Yao. Mark Drakatos O'Donnell. Mahopu Arachige Suvenan Pradeep Pereira. Matthew James Poynton. Mitchell Kevin Roberts. For the Bachelor of Engineering Product Design Honours, Maxim Stewart Allen. Noor ul Huda Khan. For the Bachelor of Engineering Robotics and Mechatronics Honours, Jaden John Filippi. Ryan John Pritchard. Thomas Mitchell Vaughan. For the Bachelor of Engineering Software Engineering Honours, David Joseph Holland. Jordan Daniel Ibrahim. For the Bachelor of Engineering Electrical and Electronic Honours Bachelor of Business, Olivia Claire Chambers. Callum James McVeigh. For the Bachelor of Engineering Civil Honours Bachelor of Business, Eric Christian Bosquet. Alex Bernard de Jong. Mohammed Hoak. Connor Campbell Miller. Mai Ngo. T. Kim Oan Nguyen. Samuel James Press. Aaron James Shikos. Jamie Doi Tran. David Valevsky. For the Bachelor of Engineering Civil Honours Bachelor of Business Finance, Trevin Lawrence. For the Bachelor of Engineering Electronics and Computer Systems Honours Bachelor of Computer Science, Alistair James Knowles. Jyden Ross Needs. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Bachelor of Business, Deep Mahendra Malavia. For For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Computer Science, Aaron Dean Gilbert. For the Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical Honours, Bachelor of Business, Charles William Dunn. Syed Adnan Pasha. Brent Nathan Roberts. For the Graduate Certificate in Construction Management, Harrison Raptopoulos. For the Graduate Certificate of Cybersecurity Management, Alvin Caborton. For the Graduate Certificate of Science Astronomy, Nathan Gerard Candela. For the Graduate Diploma of Environmental Health Practice, Stacey Butterfield. Kayla Carol Croft. For the Master of Construction and Infrastructure Management, Mervyn Umenvageze. Hart Nilesh Brampat. Het Gianti Bai Chowdhury. Shravan Devaraj Gowda. Gautam Ganesh. Harsith Nandan Gudibanda Narasimha Murthy. Trileka Ray Hanumanta Rayappa. Manoj Kumar Madashetty. Pushkabai Mavada. Jayash Hemantbai Mistry. Venkata Vinay Mumana. Akshay Kumar Manshukal Patel. Ripu Daman. Raj Lalit Kumar Shah. Ayman Shakil Ahmed Shirazi. Akash Ajitbhai Trivedi. Chintan Vipulbhai Upadhyay. For the Master of Engineering Civil Structures, Uzma Kifyatullah. For the Master of Engineering Science, Amaresh Chandra Mohan. Ekta Dua. Gautam Sai Gadada. Nikhil Kodian George. Vu Doi Sanglei. Monica Andrea Rodriguez Pinzon. Malkeet Singh. For the Master of Engineering Science Civil, Saurabh Jain. For the Master of Engineering Science Civil Structures, Rupa Baragor Sridhar. Aditya Ashok Diwale. Viresh Nagaralmath. Akshay Singh Rana. For the Master of Engineering Science, Electrical and Electronic, Nisha Arjun Lad. For the Master of Information Technology, Sasikanth Ala. Tai Kwok Dang. Rukin Gan. Spandana Reddy Guda. Hams Hisham Ilhalawani. Ramya Garathri Kalivarapu. Darya Samarbhai Mehta. Mainak Roy. Pushparaja Sihan Nadasan. Akanksha Varanka. Yi Yi Yang. Kenny Yu. Tiancheng Zhu. For the Master of Information Technology, Professional Computing, Ram Bhupal Reddy Adula. Tarak Kishorbai Dudani. Nipuna Sahan Ekanayaka. Monica Lakala. Charitha Mandadi. Gotami Jopat. Yesha Rajendra Sahu. Kshitij Subedi. For the Master of Professional Engineering, Danush Kumar Jagadish. Anthony Shannon Michael Anto Stuman. Yash Chetan Kumar Patel. Milind Vinay Kumar Prajapati. Kaushik Ganesh Rao. Hemnath Sivasamy. For the Master of Science Astronomy, Brittany Jane Truebody. For the Master of Science Biotechnology, Vamukthi Kalpana Rukshani Gunaratna Madyansalage. Mithila Madhushankani Hasija. Palihavadana Arachige Niven Vindula P. Jayawardena. David Ong. For the Master of Science Network Systems, Venkata Ganesh Anga. Udamini Shashinka Heve Tondilege. Maniteja Malula. Mridula Gayatri Matampali. Venkata Satya Kamaswara Pavan Prayaga. Panali Ganshayambai Savtharia. Akhil Tadi. And for the Master of Engineering, Civil Master of Construction Management, Mohammed Sharafi.
The University Medal is a prestigious award recognising the most outstanding higher education students at Swinburne University of Technology. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the graduate awarded a University Medal for 2020 for the most outstanding undergraduate student in Science, Engineering and Technology, Umanga Wejarawardena. That concludes the awards for Science, Engineering and Technology. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the Health, Arts and Design graduates on whom an award has been conferred.
For the Graduate Certificate in Forensic Behavioural Science, Kelly Louise Ingleton. For the Graduate Certificate of Social Science, Housing Management and Policy, Serene George. For the Graduate Diploma in Forensic Psychology, Brianna Jade Chesa. For the Master of Applied Statistics, Matthew James Groenewegen. For the Master of Arts, Writing, Mark Charles Cashion. For the Master of Counselling, Sabrina Anne-Marie Kalaut-Mrozinski. For the Master of Design, Prathan Baxi. Tiana Gabrielle Ford. Melisha Girishbai Patel. For the Master of Dietetics, Noor Imad. Nicole Emily Misson. For the Master of Forensic Behavioural Science, Hannah Ray Colvin. For the Master of Media and Communication, Thomas William Forrester Hamilton. Mahosha Richard Karunanayaka. Adriana Perry. Cynthia Vaughan. For the Master of Psychology, Clinical Psychology, Melissa Savaglio. For the Master of Psychology, Counselling Psychology, Kate Pauline Bannister. For the Master of Science Applied Statistics, Dana Louise Lindsay. Danielle Wright. For the Master of Teaching Primary, Georgia Rose Oliver Burbrook. Eleanor Kate Crawford. Nora El Halabi. Louisa Kate Nowell. Amelia Rambaldi. Rebecca Jane Scuderi. Jade Youssef. Laura Jane Zandona. For the Master of Writing, Rita Hilary Ann Paniagua. For the Bachelor of Computer Science, Simon Salazar Blandon. For the Master of Information Technology, Professional Computing, Padma Sri Voletti.
That concludes the awards for Health, Arts and Design. I now call upon Professor Beth Webster, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Research Policy and Impact, to present the graduates from Swinburne Research.
Chancellor, graduates of the higher degrees by research at Swinburne must demonstrate that their work meets the most rigorous standards. The outcome of their scholarship and research is examined by global experts to ensure that it makes a significant and original contribution to their field at world standards. Many of our doctoral graduates have presented their work at international conferences and published in international refereed journals. Although these achievements are indeed remarkable and worthy of celebration, it's worth taking a moment to reflect on what making original contributions to knowledge really means. To succeed in research, you need have the courage to go into the unknown. Every thesis is a journey of risk, taking results in mistakes, failures and successes in equal measure, and without which progress is simply not possible. Our graduates leave Swinburne as world experts in their chosen field, but armed with finely honed skills to be curious, to take risks, and to disrupt convention and to forge new paths, they also have the right expertise to make a real impact in our world. Swinburne is immensely proud of our research degree graduates and will contribute to make significant contributions to the advancement of knowledge, to solving the challenges confronting our world, and to enriching communities wherever they live and work. Today we salute the courageous and wish you well in your future endeavours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the graduates on whom an award has been conferred. For Thesis Citations, please refer to the graduate ceremony program. For the Masters of Engineering in Research, Mr. Van Man Fung. Mr. Fung's thesis title is Managing Construction and Commissioning Related Risks Caused in the Energy Performance Gap in Commercial Buildings. Ms. Etty Sarkar. Ms. Sarkar's thesis title is Modelling and Optimisation of Demand-Side Management in Smart Grids. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the graduates on whom a doctorate has been confirmed. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Lilith Mabel Caballero Aguilar for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Aguilar's thesis title is Advanced Structures for the Delivery of Growth Factors. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Alex Shames Castillo for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Castillo's thesis title is The Microbiology of Urban Organic Solid Waste Treatment Compost. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. James Anthony Karantonis for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Karantonis' thesis title is Understanding Cognitive Heterogeneity and its link to brain morphia in schizophrenia, spectrum disorders and bipolar disorder. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Mitek Albert Louise Cohese for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Cohese's thesis title is Constitutive Behaviour of Geopolymer and Cement-Based Composites under Triaxial Loads. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kenley Lindsay James Cooch for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Cooch's thesis title is Exploration of Bladder and Bowel Anxieties and the Role of Socio-Cognitive Processes. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Rosalind May Leclerc for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Leclerc's thesis title is Investigating the Microbiological Risks Associated with the Food Handling Practices of Raw Cow's Milk Consumers in Australia. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Samuel James Mackay for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Mackay's thesis title is Identity Change and Development as a Potential Explanatory Mechanism of the Outcomes of Student Exchange Experiences. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Humphrey Otavie, OB, for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Obie's thesis title is Data-Driven Visualisations That Make Sense. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Panir Selvan Pondasamy for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Pondasamy's thesis title is High Strain Rate Behaviour of Aluminium Alloy Processed by Selective Laser Melting. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Salavanpur Akbak Havey for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Pul Akbak Havi's thesis title is Introduction of a Novel Pressure Index to Estimate the Water Distribution System's Pipe Burst Rate based on Historical Data. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Paul Frederick Robert for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Robert's thesis title is Near Pristine Gas in the Early Universe. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Milovan Savic for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Savic's thesis title is Negotiating Family Media Practices, Parents, Children and Digital Devices. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Edirimani Amani Induil Soyasa for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Soyasa's thesis title is POMA, an affordable, tangible user interface for children with ASD in low-resource countries. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Zoltan Villagosh for the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Villagosh's thesis title is A Practical Computer Simulation Model for Absorption of Energy at Terahertz Frequencies by the Human Skin. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Chelsea Elizabeth Arnold for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Dr. Arnold's thesis title is Examining Engagement with Online Interventions for Psychosis, a Mixed Methods Investigation. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Carla Maria McInerney for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Dr. McInerney's thesis title is Moderated Online Social Therapy to Treat Social Anxiety in First Episode Psychosis. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Tony D. Picus for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Dr. Picus's thesis title is Fixing the Invisible Defect, the relationship between body dysmorphic disorder and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Hayley Bianca Tremaine for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Dr. Tremaine's thesis title is Centre Stage, an investigation of the role of stage of illness in psychosocial interventions for bipolar disorder. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Francesca Beilhartz for the Doctor of Philosophy, Clinical Psychology. Dr. Beilhartz's thesis title is Visual Processing in Body Dysmorphic Disorder, Investigating Eye Movements and Piloting a Novel Training Program. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Claire Elizabeth Peck for the Doctor of Psychology, Clinical Psychology. Dr. Peck's thesis title is Peer Plus, Trial of a Novel Model of Digitally Assisted Peer Support for Young People Experiencing Psychosis. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Jessica James Griffith for the Doctor of Psychology, Clinical and Forensic Psychology. Dr. Griffith's thesis title is Beyond Prediction, Supporting Clinical Decision-Making in the Prevention of Aggression in a Forensic Mental Health Setting. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Ilana Marie Lauria for the Doctor of Psychology, Clinical and Forensic Psychology. Dr. Lauria's thesis title is The Risk Assessment of Management of Intimate Partner Violence in an Australian Policing context. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Julia Alexandra Narovich for the Doctor of Psychology, Clinical and Forensic Psychology. Dr. Narovich's thesis title is You Fight Like a Girl, Intimate Partner Abuse, Perpetration and Recidivism amongst Australian Women. Chancellor, that concludes the awards for Swinburne Research. I now call upon Professor John Pollaers, OAM, to address the graduates.
What an awe-inspiring graduation ceremony. I just congratulate you all on those achievements and those wonderful areas of research that are going to make such a difference and that resonate already with the things that we know we need to address as a society. I know today is the culmination of many years of hard work and that during this time you've had the encouragement of your friends and your family. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank your family and friends for supporting you during your studies at Swinburne and for being there for you and being part of your journey. So I'm going to ask the graduates to please stand up. Turn to face your family and your friends and join us all in a round of applause to thank them for all of their support. That's fantastic. If graduates could please retake your seats. Graduates, I hope that you will consider that your graduation is a step along the path of a lifelong association with Swinburne University. Education is a continuing process, and I invite you to continue your relationship with Swinburne in the future as you further your studies, as you look for support on any issues that you're confronting, and as you navigate your way through your careers. I also encourage you to stay connected with the Swinburne alumni. You are now all lifelong members of the Swinburne alumni. This is a worldwide network now of more than 206,000 graduates. This network will give you valuable access to the community who shares a mutual connection with Swinburne. It's a powerful tool for building and developing your careers and for seizing lifelong opportunities. And if I can share some of my own experience, take the time to be connected, take the time to help others, and take the time to reach out where you need support. Because we are an international university, it doesn't matter if you leave Melbourne. We now have Swinburne graduates all over the world. So don't hesitate to reach out to join the many groups and understand what it really means to be a graduate of Swinburne. Now, graduates, on your behalf, I'd also like now to take the opportunity to thank the academic and professional staff for their contribution to your education at Swinburne. So could I please ask all of the professional staff to rise? Graduates, would you join me in a round of applause to thank the Swinburne staff? Thank you. I know there are many others that have been involved in your education and your journey, and I do know that they wish they could all be here to celebrate with you today. I now call upon Professor Pascal Cuesta, Vice-Chancellor and President, to deliver the charge to the graduates.
Thank you, Chancellor. Before I read the charge to today's graduates, on behalf of the staff of Swinburne University of Technology, I too would like to congratulate all the graduating students on their achievements. As I look around the room, I know I am looking at the next generation of leaders, visionaries, challengers, and entrepreneurs who will shape the future in a variety of professions, some of which are not even known yet. Swinburne has worked very closely with industry and future employers, ensuring that your degree is relevant, future-proof, and that it equips you with the essential and practical skills you need to kickstart your career. Whatever your calling, I am confident your Swinburne experience will help open many doors. You graduate today not just with a deep knowledge of your discipline, but with distinct attributes that will set you apart in your fields. Swinburne graduates are known for their energy, their curiosity, their practicality, their adaptability. You can embrace change, and the events of the last year have certainly demonstrated that. You are able to think laterally and differently about the world. You graduate today experienced with working with people and technology. You are ready to enter the world of work. I hope you also graduate from Swinburne today with a deep sense of pride. You have achieved so much during your time with us. When tested, as you certainly were during the pandemic, you were not found wanting. You should be proud of your Swinburne qualification. You will now carry it with you for life, and you will be ready to put your newfound resilience to good use in years to come. Swinburne is certainly proud of every single one of you, and we look forward to continue to be your education partner in the future. Whenever you need to acquire new skills or access new knowledge in your career to reach the next goal, your success always is our success. And just as you step in a new chapter of your life, so too does Swinburne embark on a new chapter of its history. When I arrived in August, which was at the start of the longest stage 4 lockdown experienced anywhere in Australia, I was determined to start a broad conversation with our staff and our students about the future. This has been a fantastic and engaging time, and after a few weeks of a process that engaged over 80% of our staff, we have emerged with a clear and unambiguous plan, one that is so ambitious and brave that I can only describe it in terms of moonshots. Just like NASA and the US were determined to put a man on the moon in the 60s, we are committing to reaching our moonshots by 2025. Key to our different approach is our commitment to work experience for every Swinburne learner, because we believe in learning by doing. We believe in mastery through practice. Our dedication to student employability so that every Swinburne graduate can either get a job or create a job for him or herself or for someone else. Our belief in co-creation so that every Swinburne partner co-invests in our research and gets a tech solution. And our inclination to innovate and dare to be a different university that defines best practice for the very different future that awaits us all. Many of you can help us achieve our moonshots. As a Swinburne alum, you now have a very unique role to play in the future of Swinburne. That could be through connecting in with our work integrated learning program by taking on professional placement or internship students in the future. You know from personal experience the opportunities that this provides. It may also include you being a real asset for your employer, a wonderful talent that they recognize and value, so much so that in the future they will seek another Swinburne graduate for the next job they have. Or it may be with working with Swinburne on a technology solution for a problem that you, your workplace, or your industry is facing. Finally, as you leave Swinburne to take your own flight, we want you to feel that you can always come home to Swinburne at any point. We will always be here for you. In a few months, we shall reinvent the first floor of the Hawthorne Hotel, which I'm sure is attached with very fond memories for some of you, and it will become the Swinburne Alum Lounge. It is a place where you can return, you can meet your peers, reminisce, mentor future students, and pick our brains about the things that you'd like to do next. I look forward to your ongoing engagement with us and wish you all the very best for the future. But for now, may I ask our graduates to please stand. In conferral of your award, I ask you, as graduates of Swinburne University of Technology, to strive to practice the university's values of integrity, accountability, teamwork, innovation, sustainability, and respect for diversity. Seek positive and creative ways to engage with and serve our communities. Remain curious and open to new learning and new experiences. And use your knowledge, talents, skills, and passion to encourage a better future for the global community. Congratulations once again. Please be seated.
This concludes the official part of this Swinburne graduation ceremony. Would you now please stand while the official party, academic procession and graduates leave the hall?